Hi, if you don't know me, I'm Lush. I'm top 500 slash GM Lifeweaver one trick. I've got 5 accounts in GM playing basically only Lifeweaver when he isn't banned by my teammates, and I've been one tricking him since release basically. So about a week or two ago, ML7 put out a video called Lifeweaver Needs a Rework. Some good ideas in there, and I'm genuinely glad that a big creator is talking about Lifeweaver at all, because like nobody really talks about him much. And I'm sure the intentions were good, but there was also some bad takes in that video that to me felt like they came from not truly understanding the hero. So I wanted to make this video to go through ML7's rework ideas, talk about what I agree and disagree with, and also just give my perspective on the actual state of Lifeweaver in general, and what I think he needs as a high rank Lifeweaver one trick.
Why is this kit problematic? It pains me to say this, but Lifeweaver is a
I
healer.
don't know if his kit's problematic. I wouldn't go that far. I think he just needs some buffs and more
options. A hyper
options.
defensive playstyle while not even providing amazing defensive tools. I mean, Life Grip pulls one ally back, but I mean, we can just.
He is right about that. Life Grip is not super strong,
but I mean, we can
in its
just
current iteration at least.
The hyper defensive playstyle would be fine if his numbers would be insane. For example, his Healing Blossom does 200 healing, which is frustrating.
That's just being
so you have
dumb.
two options.
Like,
you either let him do more stuff.
you don't need to buff his heals to 200.
To your allies. I've tried to play Lifeweaver so
But he
many
does
times the
need
last
number
couple of
changes.
years. If my team wasn't popping off, I would just lose. My playmaking potential of actively doing something to the enemy wasn't high. The occasional
He does have
body blocker
some,
enemies
but
messing
again,
up,
he just
so I would
needs more
pray
options.
that my teammates carried. And I did not even get into how clunky his kit feels. There's no reason for him to have that animation delay.
Yeah, he's right about this. He should not be as clunky as this.
You can't stop to contemplate and plan if you need heal or damage for the next seconds. You need to be able
Yeah,
to
everything
adjust
needs
in
sped
a
up on
split second.
Lifeweaver.
For me, I feel like
It's
my
not
brain is on
unfixable
200 ping
though.
when
He
playing
doesn't
him.
need a
Do I heal?
rework.
Do I damage? Place a pedal, destroy the pedal, dash away. Everything takes time to do. It's choice paralysis. Make him more fluid.
Yeah,
Look at Leon. What
everything
does he need
takes
to
so
do?
long to do,
We need some
and it all
big
adds up.
change.
It's
We need the
ridiculous.
entire- What should stay in his kit? Primary Fire, the Thorns, his Rejuvenating Dash, the Escape Tool, and Tree of Life, his Ultimate. Let the Primary Fire have one firing mode, the Thorns. They can do damage to enemies or heal allies. Simple. Kind of
We do not need to remove Healing Blossom. I'm sorry. Lifeweaver doesn't need anything removed, honestly. Like, his kit is easily fixable with some number tweaks and some additional like buffs to it. We don't need to remove grip or pedal platform or anything. Like, I would be very unhappy if they removed one of Lifeweaver's abilities, even if they replaced it with something else. I like all of his abilities. I just think we need to do more. We do not need to remove Healing Blossom. Healing Blossom is one of the most core parts of Lifeweaver's identity and kit, and you can't remove it. And this simplification of Lifeweaver's heal and damage into one boring, simple firing mode is way over the top and unnecessary. You don't need to throw Healing Blossom in the bin just because currently weavening damage and heals is clunky and slow. It's easily fixable.
like how Juno Primary Fire is. His damage output is actually good right now. But if your teammates see you do it non-stop...
His damage is okay, but you never have time to get damage in.
Like with other heroes, you look at the enemy, and then your teammates ask if you're healing, you turn around, you heal them. Well, with Lifeweaver right now, it's I look and shoot the enemy, then ally asks for healing. Okay, bro, let me just put my phone back in my pocket.
Yes, that's the issue. We don't need to get rid of Healing Blossom. The issue is it takes too long to heal someone. You have to swap the Blossom, then you gotta send it. It has travel time. You have to charge up the Blossom in the first place as well. And then it heals over time too. But that doesn't mean it needs to be scrapped. It just needs to be sped up.
And now I can heal you. You know what I mean? Like, it has to be either faster or instant. So one firing mode is the way to go.
It's not. It's really not.
That. It feels good.
It would be... I would find Lifeweaver really boring if we got rid of Healing Blossom. It's such a core part of his kit, and it's really fun. Healing Blossom, at its core, at its base, without taking into account how much heals and stuff it does, and how clunky swapping between both modes is right now, like, at its core, at its base, just the Healing Blossom mechanic is really good and really fun and in-depth, and you can charge it and flick it around heals and shields and everything, and I don't want to lose that.
Heard here throughout the years. It could root enemies, increase the cooldowns of the enemies in the area, or you could go with a different approach and it could buff allies in unconventional ways. Let's say everybody gets a super jump that I can use for the next 30 seconds. Yes, I'm manifesting on a jetpack.
I actually like some of these ideas, and I like that he's thinking outside of the box. to things other than just simply healing or giving allies overhealth, which Blizzard just loves to slap onto everything in Lifeweaver's kit. Like, the next season, we're getting a seed perk as the major, other than the Soup Bloom being the other major. We have a new seed perk called Soda Seed, where you can throw a seed down, an ally can pick it up, and they get overhealth and movement speed. It's good, like, it's a strong effect, I guess. Like, it has potential, even though it sounds really clunky. But again, it's not super interesting, is it? Overhealth. The movement speed is nice, though. I do like ML7's idea of giving Tree an additional effect to make it kind of deterrent to enemies. So it denies space to enemies and does more than simply help teammates.
So please, Blizzard, something that brings life into his kit. What should be replaced or modified? I've chatted about the primary fire earlier, but I haven't said anything about a healing blossom. That part of his kit could be reworked into an ability or a perk. I'm thinking something that could work like Torbjorn armor packs back in Overwatch 1, or if they want to go with a more proactive perk.
I guess that would be okay if they got rid of Healing Blossom. I think it would be a massive misstep to remove Healing Blossom. It should not be removed.
Angle, it could replace health packs with a poison effect if the enemies pick it up. A good contact to Tracer, Bolt, Doomfist. I'm contemplating how strong Hanzo's hack health pack perk is, so why not? Next up, the pedal platform. I feel like they'll never give up on this, no matter what. So let's just make it feel good. Somehow make the height adjustable. Instead of it going from 0% height to 100% height, let me be able to stop it at 6-7% height so that I have a perfect line of sight instead of be vulnerable on top of it. And lastly, the life grip.
I do like the idea of this, being able to stop pedal platform where you want in this air. That would be helpful sometimes, probably. I don't know how it could possibly be well implemented without it being janky, or how it could be implemented at all, really, because there isn't a keybind free to do this. Interact is already used to destroy the pedal if you turn it on in the hero options. And trying to use Interact to both stop the pedal and then if you want to destroy the pedal too, it would just lead to more clunkiness and frustration.
First off, make the Cleansing Grasp perk the default life grip. It cleanses, and if you pull someone affected by a negative effect, the cooldown gets decreased.
He's right that Cleanse should be base kit, and it should always have been base kit. I feel like everyone and their mother knows this at this point. Apart from devs, for some reason, apparently. Even KarQ was talking to the devs at the Spotlight, asking them about base kit Cleanse and saying that it should be base kit, especially with the coming season with the new Fire hero. So yeah, I totally agree with him on this one.
W. Now, let's give your allies more control over it. Throw it on the floor, and your teammates can pick it up within a couple of seconds if they want or not, similar to how Thresh works in League of Legends. This way, you keep the cooldown management aspect of it, give your teammates the decision to take it or not, and if it is destroyable, it increases the skill ceiling of it as well. So, that's about it.
This one is very, very bad. Being grip with a bad grip isn't an issue what needs fixed, and it shouldn't be singled out as such. A gold Weaver is gonna mistime a grip, as a gold Ana will waste a nano, or a gold Mercy might res you into a 1v5. It's a skill issue, and it shouldn't be held up to these unrealistic standards of being impossible to mess up, mistime, misuse, or screw over a teammate. And any form of having to opt into the pull is a massive nerf to Lifeweaver. It takes proactivity and self-impact away from him, and makes him more reliant on his teammates, which is already a huge problem for Lifeweaver. Pull works as a save because the teammate doesn't have to do anything. Being a support, you're usually in the backline, and in general, you see more of the battlefield and have a better understanding of what's happening and whether or not a teammate needs saved. The teammate who is in the front lines trying to get a kill, maybe tunnel visioning as well, cannot see a queen behind them about to axe them, or a roadhog about to hook them, so they wouldn't know they needed grip. They could also just be bad at the game or unaware, and then that messes up your pull. If pull was made opt-in via placing a bubble on the teammate with, let's say, 200 health, or 3 seconds of time or something, a lot of the time, the bubble would just get bursted or run out of time without your teammate pressing F, either because they couldn't do it fast enough, don't know to press F, didn't even know they had the life grip on them, or just didn't think they needed it, because they're either bad, unaware, or both. And now they're dead. Lifeweaver needs to be the one who decides if someone gets pulled. It just doesn't work if he's not.
That's it for this video. I know it's a short one, but I really wanted to discuss this because I feel like support players don't have a lot of options currently, and I hope that starting from February, when they're going to be releasing the new big update of Overwatch, more heroes are going to be viable, and maybe we're going to be getting more supports. But the thing is, I got the idea for it after going through the support roster and thinking about when I would pick Lifeweaver. And the conclusion was that if my damage and tank players work better, I could play to survive and chill. But that's not good. I'm putting too much trust in them, and who trusts their teammates in rank?
Yet you want people to be able to opt into pull.
Everybody needs some help. Even if some little things get changed to a more proactive approach or irrefusable utility angle, it could be enough to make him an amazing pick and a great hero for any support player to master. Please let me know in the comments what are your thoughts on the topic.
So what do I think of ML7's video and the current state of Lifeweaver? Lifeweaver does not need a rework at all. The core aspects of his kit are fine. What he needs is more options, less clunk, and a million one small fixes, micro buffs, and quality of life changes. First up is swap speed. Swapping between heals and fawns is way too slow and clunky, and it has a weird delay on it on shooting upon swapping to fawns. The delay needs removed, and the swap speed needs increased, like a lot. Not 50% or 100% or whatever, as far as it can go. Slide that slider all the way. Next up is his heals. Lifeweaver isn't allowed to DPS much because his heals output is so bad. And this already bad output is actively punished for trying to do damage. If you start dealing damage on Ana, you can go right back to healing your teammate at full output in an instant. If you start dealing damage on Lifeweaver, you have to swap back to Healing Blossom, which has its own still too long swap time. Then you have to charge up your Blossom, because if you weren't damaging for long, it won't be fully charged and ready. Because for some reason, if you dare to try do some damage, your heals output is actively punished and charges slower. And then once you've charged up your Blossom, it has a travel time to its target, and then it heals over time too. There's small amounts of added delay and slowness everywhere, and it all adds up. Lifeweaver is the only hero in the game who has his heals output punished for doing damage via it charging slower, and all the delays, thus disincentivizing Lifeweaver to even try to deal damage. The auto charge being slower than manually charging just needs straight up removed, completely removed. Let us do damage without being punished. And while we're here, why does reloading Blossom make it reset the charge? Blizzard, please? I wouldn't mind if a weaker version of Super Bloom was made base kit either, maybe with 10 or 20 less damage, as it adds some nice depth, skill expression, and fun to his otherwise a bit boring fawns, and it would bring his damage more in line with what other supports are capable of. As right now, it feels if you don't have Super Bloom, you don't do much damage, and can't really win a 1v1 ever. And then with Super Bloom, you do a lot of damage, and you can take most 1v1s if you can aim. So a middle ground would be nice. His heals output is also too slow, even when manually charging, leading to heal botting and never damaging a lot of the time, out of sheer necessity in order to keep your team up. I think the Heal Blossom's max charge should be increased from 80 to 100, 10 of that being added to the current charge time required to 80, which is 1.15 seconds. So charging for 1.15 seconds would charge to 90, and then the second extra 10 would be added as extra charge time after that. So it keeps charging up over time a little bit longer to get to 100. This extra 10 on current charge time helps a little with healing your team quickly enough to have more time to push damage or do anything other than simply heal bot. And the additional extra charge time 10 allows you to have a bigger window where you can DPS and do other things, and then when you need to heal, be able to swap back and quickly heal someone up more, allowing you to spend more time damaging before and after your teammate needs healed, as you can wait longer to heal them and heal them up faster once you do, because of your stored 100 charge. We also need to fix his reload. His auto reload should be changed back to 1.5 seconds. It was unnecessarily nerfed shortly after release for no real reason, as an arbitrary counter nerf slapped on with some buffs he got when he was the worst support to ever exist. It was only recently partially reverted to 2 seconds, but it's not enough, and there was no logical reason for it to be only partially reverted. It leads to clunkiness and annoyance, and it would be way more fluid if we could swap between damage and heals without having to commit to one for a whole 2 seconds. It would also just be nice if the reload wasn't the clunkiest, slowest thing to ever exist as well. Lifeweaver has one of the longest reloads in the game, His reload cannot be animation cancelled at all. If you don't complete the animation fully, even if you got to 90% through it, you still have to reload again. The animation doesn't even match the reload time too. You can be done with the animation, but not have reloaded. See how his hand was fully down in the default position and he still hadn't reloaded? Both his petal and his pull interrupted his reload too, despite being on the other hand. This combination of reload interruption and clunky slow reload time that doesn't even match the animation, and it can't be animation cancelled, leads to the most frustrating clunky reload in the entire game. Reloading should not be this difficult. So, revert the auto reload to 1.5 seconds, let it be animation cancelled after about say 90%, fix the animation and reload time not being synced, and let him use abilities while reloading. They're literally different hands. These changes would help significantly with fluidity. Now we've fixed Lifeweaver's clunkiness and weaving issues, he needs more options available to him. Currently, his abilities either lack multiple use cases, or the different uses are too niche and situational. For example, you might want to help someone, but you don't really want to fully pull them out, but that's all you can do with your help teammate button. Or, you might sometimes have the opportunity to trap an enemy with your tree, or your pedal on the inside of a doorway. But these are map dependent, comp dependent, and time sensitive. For Life Grip, firstly I think obviously Cleanse should be base kit, and it's ridiculous that it's not still. It adds utility and extra use to Life Grip other than simply using it as an IMO. It also prevents you using your 18-second save cooldown in an attempt to save an anti-naded teammate and then them still dying anyway. This feels terrible and should never happen. I also think Life Grip, if you hold down the button, should instead of pulling out your teammate, give the Life Grip bubble to them for a couple of seconds. Kind of like a Zarya bubble, and maybe it has like 200 health, heals them a little bit, and gives them a movement speed boost, like the Zarya bubble perk, Spotter. For Pedal, I think we should lean into the existing proactive playstyle of using it to trap and disrupt enemies, but make it more accessible and consistent by making it so if an enemy steps on the pedal closes up around them and traps them for a couple of seconds like a Junkrat trap would. This would give you more options on what you can do with your pedal, and more proactive impact and playmaking potential in a fight. You could throw it down in a doorway or a flank to disrupt enemies and deny areas.
Life protects life.
For Tree, like Pedal, I think it needs more offensive use instead of just helping your teammates. Let it do something proactive. It's this big, huge tree, so maybe let it deny space. Like if an enemy enters the circle around the tree, they get slowed a little bit. Or maybe each pulse of heals the tree sends out also pushes enemies back a little bit. Or deals a little bit of poison damage. Just something to make it a bit of a threat to enemies and a deterrent. And less one-dimensional, other than using it to block doorways or trap enemies, which is again map and comp specific and not a reliable use case. Also, a quick little last note, I think that he should probably have the hitbox size reduction and the health nerf from 275 to 250 both reverted, as a very slightly smaller hitbox does not make a difference in higher ranks. He's still really big and easy to hit. Diamond and above players are still going to hit you just as much with the 8% smaller hitbox, whereas the extra 25 health is helpful in every rank. And that's all my thoughts for today on the ML7 Lifeweaver rework video, the current state of Weaver, and what I think he needs to be in a good place. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'd like to give a big shout out to all my YouTube members. Thank you Rebirth Flame 01, Foster Ceramics, Ilu Jubre 7262, Kunkun 3584, and Sophia Ash 15. Thank you for the support so much. I appreciate you guys so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye!